I'm Stani. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. And this is a project vlog, and it's kind of a special one because I'm self-drafting a cardigan, and it's still summer. Yeah, self-drafting. I am self-drafting an entire whole cardigan in the middle of summer. I guess that's what I'm doing. This is the cardigan that I'm working on. So it's a self draft, and I've already casted this on and like worked on it for a week, but I did not record an intro or an update for it. So I thought like maybe before I go a lot further in this, I'll update you guys. So this is a self-drafted one. I'm making the entire pattern up and everything. So I'll say like how it came into the so yeah yeah now I'll say like how the vision came, or like how I started self drafting. So originally with this yarn I thought I'll make the Surabu sweater or SW Lab sweater. I think it's called Surabu because it's in Japanese. But when the yarn arrived, the yarn strands were like so thin, and I thought like yeah, it won't work for the Surabu sweater. So I decided to search for other patterns, and I found two patterns, both by the same designer. It was the Trini sweater and the 3 cardigan by Bananets. Yeah, and I really liked both of them, and I was thinking like what to do, what to make, and then I was thinking like okay, let me gauge swatch for it. Both are the same gauge also, so I thought like okay, let me gauge swatch with a 3mm needle, and I did it, and I was off gauge again. I could have just went about bought the pattern and did it. Uh, Knit either of those two, but in the end I decided okay, if I'm gonna be off gauge, I would rather self draft, because I have another self drafting idea to make. So I thought like okay, maybe I can just do this now so that in the future it will be helpful. So yeah, that's how this came. And from the beginning, I didn't want a drop shoulder. I wanted either a raglan or a contiguous shoulder cardigan. I didn't want a sweater also because the yarn is too thin. I thought, okay, if I make a cardigan, I can wear it, and if I don't wear it during the day or anything, I can just chuck it into the bag. So I thought, okay, cardigan would be a nice one to make, and also because I don't have a cardigan with me, and I thought, okay, let me make a cardigan. So for the construction, I wanted contiguous sleeves, or like I decided on I wanted to make a contiguous shoulder pattern. So I thought, okay, let me check on YouTube if there's any general videos or tutorials, just decide on how to get the stitch count and everything, but I was not able to find anything. Then I remembered Millie from What's Millie Making, that she followed the contiguous tutorial or the guide by Susan Myers, and I thought yeah, I'll find that and decide on like how many stitches I want and everything. So since I did not have any cardigan with me, I had a sweatshirt that I really like the fit of and the neckline of. So I thought, okay, let me measure that neck opening and the front uh, scoop to decide on how much stitches I want to cast on and like how long do I have to do the neck increases. And then I just decided I didn't want one stitch to be the contiguous shoulder because I have already made the blouse number 1 which had the one stitch contiguous sleeve. So I thought, okay, let me add a few more stitches, and I decided in the end I want a 5 stitch contiguous sleeve. Then I started working on the shoulder shaping as mentioned in the Susan Myers tutorial, and I stopped in the exact same place that she has told to stop in, and then I started working the sleeve cap. And at first she mentioned like to do it every row, and I did that. The shoulder increase also is done every row, and in the tutorial she has said to increase front and back, but I did not want that, so I did the make one left and the make one right increases for all the increases. So if you're following the tutorial from the Susan Myers, I think you will end up having a, what to say, like a v-neck cardigan, but I didn't want a v-neck cardigan, so I decided to see like how to make the crew neck, and I landed on the improv. I had my initial guesses like how to do it because I've done few crew neck or like round neck options, and that blog post really confirmed like how to do it. So I did that. uh, I did the neck increases alternative rows so that it will be more of a scoop neck or like a crew neck instead of a v neck. And then I also used the improv blog to determine the number of stitches to cast on for the neck. I had a general idea again how much to cast on, but I was again searching everywhere. This is how much I have to cast on, but again, improv really helped me out in that, and I casted on the neck stitches or like the neck opening stitches. Now I'm currently working on the body and the sleeve increases. I guess now it is become a raglan. Uh, yeah, it has become a raglan. So like I have the contiguous shoulder and the raglan increases for the body and the sleeves. I don't mind it, so yeah, it's fine. I've also added two lifelines. Both of them are just before the next set of increases. So the first one I added just after the shoulder increases alone, and the next one, the second one, I added after all the um sleeve cap increases. So if I make any mistake, not any mistake, if I don't like the fit of anything, I can just frog back and rethink what I have to do. I'll mention the stitch count and like row by row or like how many rows I've done uh, for each section in my Ravelry notes, because if I say it here, it will become even more of a bigger vlog. I think this one will be one of the biggest vlogs I do, because the first update itself is this big. Maybe it won't be, let's see. For the raglan increases, I have decided that I am gonna keep 3 stitches in between the body and the sleeve increases. Again, I'm doing the make one left and the make one right increases. So according to the calculations that I have done for the sleeve and the body increases, to get the determined width that I want, I need to knit 40 rows with increases, like 40 rows, I mean like 20 increases. So I think I am just finishing up the sixth increase round, or like the row, and I still have a long way to go. Yeah, I've used up my first ball of yarn that I have, and also it's a 3 millimeter project. I'm planning to do full sleeve with like a 3 millimeter needle, and I think it will take some time. And this is how it is right now. I should probably, yeah, I think it's turning out great. I think I've pretty much said everything that I wanted to say, and I'll see you guys later when I have an update, like when I finish the body and the sleeve increases. I don't know. Let's see. It's been more than a week since I gave an update for my self-drafted cardigan, and I made this much progress. It's not a lot, but yeah, I have completed the 40 rows of increases that I mentioned that I want to do. I said initially that I calculated that I need to do 20 increases, but I somehow did 21 increases. Then I did 3 more increases on the body alone to accommodate for the raglan stitches that would go into the sleeve. And then I casted on the stitches for the armhole and knitted around like 5 centimeters. And that's what I've been doing. So there's few mistakes in the back. Not mistakes, the stitch count does not really match with the front stitch count. The stitch count is off by 3 stitches, and I'll say why. In the first set of increases, when I increased for the shoulders, I missed one of the increases for the back. So I was off by 1 stitch, and at that point I was like, I cannot be bothered to go back and like fix 1 stitch, so I left it. And now I missed 2 increases. It's not the same line, I guess. So like I did 1 increase in the starting, but I forgot the last increase that I was gonna do and just kept on knitting. And I think in the same way, like I missed one increase on each side for the back. So my total stitch count is off by 3 stitches. And I'm like, yeah, I cannot be bothered to go back and like fix one of the like these 3 stitches. So I left it. Editing me here, I just wanted to give one thing because I just jumped from one thing to another. I was talking about how I missed 3 stitches and everything. Then I just jumped into like saying like my uh, body of the sweater, the cardigan is not as wide as I thought. Uh, it is because my gauge was off, and yeah, that's what I wanted to say, and I think it will make sense now. Yeah, let's see. This is not exactly how wide I want my cardigan to be, or like the circumference is smaller by, let's say, like 12 centimeters, and I calculated depending on my gauge swatch. I am afraid that this is not going to fit me exactly like how I thought it will fit me. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to finish working up this ball of yarn that I'm currently working on and block it. I think if I'm not able to achieve like at least let's say like 5 centimeters lesser than what I intended, uh, I would definitely frog back and add extra stitches under the arm to accommodate for the body. I guess that's the update, and I'll update when I block it and see if it's uh, fitting me or like it's up to my liking. I wanted to give an update for the self-crafted cardigan that I'm making. It's that I finished the ball of yarn that I was working on and I blocked the garment. So before blocking, I said like my gauge was off, so the circumference is not exactly the circumference that I calculated for. So I calculated for 106 centimeters of circumference, but I had only 94. I was like, will it grow by blocking or not? I blocked it yesterday and it's all dry now, and I tried it on yesterday night, but then I was like, no, I want to see it in the morning and give an update. So the circumference now is around 102 centimeters. So it's 6 centimeters more than what I. So it's 6 centimeters more than the pre-blocking, and I think it's a nice fit. I think I can't wear this cardigan with anything other than a sleeveless tank or a very fitted t-shirts, I guess, because my armhole is just this deep and I don't really mind that. Maybe the next cardigan that I make, I should probably account for like wearing something under and wearing it. So yeah, this is how it is now, and I think it's really nice. It's not as tight it was before, and with the button band and everything, I think it will be really good. And I'm not gonna work on this for a while because the other sweater that I am working on, I am so close to splitting off the body and the sleeves, so I'm gonna hold myself back from working on this till I can split for the body and the sleeves for the other sweater. And yeah, and I think I'm gonna remove these. Remove these two lifelines because I think the fit is also nice, and I am not planning to go back all the way here and frog and like remake, so I think it's time for me to like remove these two lifelines.
Water cascade. It's not a waterfall, it's a water cascade.
I finished the body, and for the ribbing I chose a 1x1 rib, and I went down to a 2.5mm needle. Before starting the ribbing, I did one row of knit stitches in the 2.5mm needle. I blocked the knit because I wanted the gauge to be uniform all over the knit before I started working on the button band. And another reason why I blocked it was that the lower ribbing was flipping up, and I thought with blocking it will fix. So after blocking, the gauge was all the same, and I started working, and the button band was not flipping up anymore. I wanted to give an update for the cardigan that I'm making right now. It's that I finished the button bands for that. Yesterday I started working on the left button band and I finished it. The left button band is the one which has no buttonholes, and this morning I started working on the right button band, the one which has the holes in it, and I followed the Florence Miller's step-by-step cardigans buttonhole tutorial. Yeah, I'll mention that in the description. But uh, she had casted on only 9 stitches. I casted on 11 stitches. And so what I did is that instead of knitting 5 stitches, I knitted 6 stitches because I started off in the wrong side row, because that seemed much more better for me. I've added 5 buttonholes now, but I wanted to add 6, but the 6th buttonhole was in the very last 2 rows of the button band, so I didn't want to do that. So I just have 5 buttonholes, and I'm planning to add another buttonhole in the collar. I'm using the 2.5 millimeter needle, the same one that I used for the body ribbing, and I think I'm also going to knit the collar to be 2 centimeters. And this I unraveled my swatch to make it, because I just have 4 more balls of yarn, because I ordered just 9 balls, and this entire thing took me around 5 balls and the swatch. So I hope with the 4 balls I will be able to get 2 sleeves now, because I'm thinking, should I do a short sleeve, because I don't have enough yarn, but then if I do short sleeves I will have yarn left over. So what I'm planning to do is that to knit both the sleeves at the same time with 2 different balls of yarn, so I can see how far one ball goes, or like, so both of them can be finished at the same point. Yeah. And also I think I'm gonna size up my needles for the sleeves, because it is knitted in the round. Because I discovered that my knitting gauge is different when I'm knitting in flat and when I'm knitting in the round. It is off by 1 stitch. So to accommodate for that, I have to size up to a 3.25 millimeter needle. I was knitting the entire garment in a 3.3 millimeter needle, so I have to size up to a 3.25 millimeter needle. Luckily I have the needle with me, so I don't have to buy that. If not, I would have just gone with the 3 millimeter needle. I would not have bought the 3.25 to finish this one knit, but I already have a 3.25. So yeah, that's all the update on this one. I hope I can finish it soon. I'm not really sure when, because it's been a month, more than a month, since I've casted this on. Yeah. I finished both the sleeves. I was working both the sleeves at the same time on 2 different balls of yarn. I told in the previous update I just have 4 more balls of yarn, so I do not know whether it will be enough. 4 balls of yarn was more than enough, because the first ball of yarn ended right here. I just had to crack into the, let's say, like the third ball here and finish the cast off. So yeah, I still have, like, this is the wall that I cracked in. You can't even see, like, it's been used. So I still have like around 350 meters, I would say, or like one, around, like, let's say 90 grams, because I think I would have used max 10 grams. I don't think so I would have even used 10 grams. I would have used only like 5 grams, so 45 grams will be here. So I have to look for some project to use it up, but that is for later. Now we'll talk about this one. I wanted this to be finished today or max to max by tomorrow, because I am going out of station and I don't know when I'll come back, but I didn't want to take this with me and go because I just had to finish the sleeve. I worked on this like pretty much, that is, let's say, like the last 4 days, and I finished all that sleeve decreases. So yesterday I had like around 12 decreases done. Totally there are 21 decreases on the sleeve, and yesterday I had done only 12 decreases, and I thought, okay, I'm not gonna finish it today, I'll finish it tomorrow. But I sat today and like cranked that's 9 decreases, and I also did the ribbing and an Italian cast off, so everything is well and good. So all that's remaining for me to do is to add the buttons. So I have decided on adding the buttons after I block it, but I'm not gonna block it now because I don't know when I'll come back, and if I keep it in a closed room, it'll smell weird if it's not blocked. So I'm gonna come back from my out of station trip and then block it and add the buttons. And I got a new set of buttons, so I went out with my friend and we were going we were in a yarn store, and she was getting some yarn, and I was like, okay, let me see the button options that they have. And I got these grayish buttons because I feel like I got these grayish buttons because I was not really like okay with these ones, because I was trying to use up what I had, but when I went to the yarn store, they had these buttons, and I was like, maybe this will suit. And I asked my friend what was her opinion, and she was like, yeah, go for the gray one because that seemed like a much more better option, or like not the usual option that you would go for. So yeah, I think I'll add the gray buttons after I block it, because I did not block it after I added the button band. So yeah, that's all the update, and I'll see you later when I come back from the trip. I came back from the trip that I told you that I was going on, and I came back day before yesterday, and I blocked my net on the same day, my self-drafted cardigan on the same day. It dried yesterday night, but I was not in the headspace to do the buttons yesterday, so this morning I sewed in all the buttons and I sewed all the yarn ends, everything, and this is how it is looking right now. And I really love it. It's like exactly what I envisioned, but in a smaller size. But overall, it's just perfect. There are a few things that I would change in this one for the next time. One is that I would lengthen my armhole depth. So with this one, I can just wear sleeveless or very tight fitted t-shirts. I can't wear this because it has a lot of bulk here, which will not be accommodated inside the sleeves. So yeah, this is only for, like, I would say for sleeveless layer or very tight layer. But the next time I do it, I'll probably lengthen my armhole depth. And the next thing that I will do is I'll add more stitches for the contiguous shoulder. Now I just have 5. I think in my next one I would add 10 stitches or 15 stitches. It depends on my thinking then. I then would lengthen the body a bit, maybe like for 5 centimeters, or yeah, maybe for 5 centimeters I'll lengthen the body. And the next thing is that I would start the neck line shaping a bit lower. I think I started in the 4th row after casting on. I think I need to leave it a little more than increase for the front of the neck, so it'll be lower. Yeah, and yeah, there's nothing else that I would change in my next one. I want to know, like, how can you achieve a perfect straight line? Because when I add the buttons, it's just pluckering. Even though I did the method of wrapping the button, wrapping around the button a few more times before I stitch it down. Even though I did that, my button band is pluckering. I'm not sure how to go about it. If you have any tips on like how to do that, let me know. And yeah, overall, it was such a nice experience for me because I did not follow any pattern. This was my first self draft, but my second self draft ended before the first one. So yeah, it was a baby hat. So yeah, this is was a very nice experience for me because I had to learn a lot about the construction of the garment and how each section works, and I have to think about it rather than just blindly following a pattern. It was a nice experience for me and it was a learning curve too. So yeah, that's about this one. Yeah, that's all the update I wanted to give about this pattern. So yeah, I'm super happy that it's finished because this took me around 2 months. Yeah, this was on my needles for 2 months, but not really. I finished it in July 23rd, I guess. Yeah, but I sewed the buttons today, so it would mean that it was on my needles for 2 months because I cast it on June 6th. The other sweater which is currently on my needles is also gonna be there for 2 months, but I am hoping that I can finish it before the 2-month mark. Let's see, I just have 1.5 sleeves to go. Yeah. That's all for this video. If you have watched till here, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.